Okay, quick question. Do you take a fish oil supplement? If you do, raise your hand if you've ever had one of those fishy burps afterwards. I know I have. And not only is it gross, but you may be surprised to learn that it's a warning sign that your fish oil could be rancid. Here's something that blew my mind. Studies show that anywhere from 20% to 45% of fish oil supplements on the market exceed safe oxidation limits, with some studies finding nearly half of the products on the market being problematic. That means that there's a good chance that 1 out of every 3 bottles you see on those shelves could be spoiled. But here's the critical part that most people miss. This isn't just about losing benefits. It could actually be harming you. When fat oxidizes and goes rancid, it produces things called lipid peroxides and aldehydes. These are reactive molecules that can increase inflammation in your body instead of reducing it. You're taking a supplement for its anti-inflammatory properties, but if it's rancid, it's like pouring fuel on the fire, not putting it out. That's why understanding this isn't just about getting your money's worth. It's about safeguarding your health. So I'm going to show you exactly what to look for in a fish oil supplement that actually helps you, not hurts you. We're going to break down the critical factors, expose the common marketing tricks, and give you the definitive answers for a checklist to ensure your omega-3s are serving your health, not making it worse. So first thing you need to check, and it's non-negotiable, is third-party testing. Look for IFOS or GOED certifications on that bottle. These aren't just fancy marketing badges. They mean independent labs tested the oil for freshness, purity, heavy metals, and other contaminants. This is your number one defense against a low quality or rancid product. Let me tell you why these certifications matter so much. IFOS, that stands for International Fish Oil Standards. This specifically tests for oxidation markers, heavy metals like mercury, lead, arsenic, and cadmium, plus environmental pollutants like PCBs and dioxins. These also verify the actual concentration of EPA and DHA. Then you have GOED. This is a trade organization that sets strict quality standards for all of its members. When you see these labels, it means the company voluntarily subjected its product to rigorous, unbiased scrutiny. Without this, you're relying solely on the company's word. And as we've discussed, almost half of the supplements on the market fall short. If a company doesn't have third-party testing, that's a massive red flag. It tells you they either tested it or they haven't, and whatever the results were, they weren't good enough to share with you. Now, here's where most people get fooled. Ignore that big 1,000 milligram fish oil on the front of the bottle. That's just marketing fluff. That number is the total weight of everything that's been put into that capsule. But what you actually want are the specific omega-3s called EPA and DHA. These are the ones with all the health benefits. You need to flip that bottle over and check the supplement facts on the panel for those real numbers. And this is one of the biggest deceptions in the fish oil market. A bottle might only contain 180 milligrams of EPA and maybe 120 milligrams of DHA, and that comes to about 300 milligrams of the good stuff per serving. The rest is filler fatty acids that just don't do much for you or your health. You want to look for at least 600 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined per serving for general health. That's a solid baseline for supporting cardiovascular health, brain function, and joint comfort. If you're using it therapeutically, say to help manage elevated triglycerides or significant inflammation, you'll want to get closer to 1 gram or 1,000 milligrams or even higher. The higher the combined EPA and DHA per capsule, the fewer pills you need to take, which is way more convenient and could equal out to being way more cost effective for you. Speaking of effectiveness, the form also matters. And this gets a little bit technical, but stick with me for a second. You want the triglyceride form over the ethyl ester form. This form is how omega-3s naturally exist in fish, which means your body absorbs it a lot better, up to about 50% better than ethyl ester forms. This absorption difference is huge. Why pay for something if your body can't effectively use it? Ethyl ester is actually cheaper to make, but it's harder to absorb and it goes rancid easier. So you're getting a double problem. You're paying for something your body struggles to utilize, and it's more likely to spoil on you. On the other ingredients list, look for fish oil concentrate or re-esterified triglycerides. That re-esterified term means the oil was processed into ethyl ester for purification, but then they converted it back into the superior triglyceride form. Avoid anything that says EPA ethyl ester or DHA ethyl ester. If the label doesn't specify the form, it's probably the lesser desirable ethyl ester form. While we're talking about quality, don't forget about sustainability. MSC or friend of the sea on the labels means they source the fish responsibly. And here's the thing, companies that care about the environment usually care about the quality of their product too. It's a sign they're thoughtful about the whole entire supply chain, which often translates to better product standards and higher quality. Now, packaging matters way more than you think. Fish oil hates 3 things. It hates light, heat, and oxygen. Dark bottles or blister packs are your friends. They protect those delicate oils from light exposure, and clear bottles are bad news, especially if they're sitting under bright lights in the stores. If you see clear bottles, you can bet that oil is already under attack. And always check those dates. Fish oil should be used within 2 to 3 years of manufacturing. If you see an expiration date that shows 3+ years out, that could be a little suspicious. That could mean the product is already old and it's been given an artificially long shelf life through questionable processes. Let's talk money for a second. Quality fish oil runs $30 to $40 plus per month. If you're paying $5 at a gas station, you're probably getting junk. Good oil costs more than that just to make it. This price reflects sustainable sourcing, advanced purification, careful handling to prevent rancidity, and extensive third-party testing. Cheap fish oil usually means corners were cut somewhere important. So once you get your fish oil at home, storage matters too. Keep unopened bottles in a cool, dark place. Open bottles of capsules can stay at room temperature, but refrigeration helps them last a lot longer, especially if you live in warm, humid climates. Liquid fish oil should definitely be refrigerated once open because it oxidizes a lot faster due to the more surface area being exposed to air. Never freeze your fish oil. Freezing and then thawing it out can damage those delicate fatty acids. Take it with meals that have some fat in them. This helps with the body to absorb it better. Be consistent, but be patient. So if you're looking for certain benefits, it could take 4 to 8 weeks to notice benefits for inflammation and mood. And it could take up to 8 to 12 weeks to notice any cardiovascular benefits like lowering of the triglyceride levels. One important safety note, stop taking fish oil 1 to 2 weeks before any surgery since it's a blood thinner and it can cause an increase in bleeding risk. And watch out for side effects like bad nausea, unusual bleeding, or skin rashes. If you get any of these, stop taking it and call your doctor right away. Some brands worth considering. Nordic Naturals has a solid quality control from using triglyceride forms with IFOS certification. WHC Uno Cardio is highly concentrated in pharmaceutical grade. For decent value, you got Carlson Labs. They're reliable and IFOS tested. Thorne makes medical grade products with excellent testing. And if you're a vegan or you have fish allergies, Omega-3 makes algae-based omega-3s. If you guys are interested in any of those, I'll put all the links to them down below in the description. Go there and check it out. And when it comes to capsules or liquids, either works fine if the quality is there. Liquid might absorb slightly better, but capsules are way more convenient. Here's the bottom line. Omega-3s work. There's solid research behind them, but only if your oil isn't rancid. Bad fish oil is actually worse than taking nothing at all because instead of decreasing inflammation, it's going to increase inflammation. So go check out your current bottle against everything we just covered. If it doesn't measure up to a third-party testing, actual EPA and DHA content, triglyceride form, and proper packaging, maybe it's time for an upgrade. Your health is too important to get this wrong. If this video helped you out, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and definitely check out my video on what makes a great multivitamin. I guarantee you'll be shocked at what you learn. Thanks for watching.